friends. We are here with the analysis of CAT 2021. A couple of days late, maybe, but yeah, we thought that it's important that we solve papers of all three slots ourselves so that we are exactly in a position to tell you that how many attempts were feasible, what is the accuracy level that a well-prepared student uh, could have achieved, uh, what is the average time that anybody who is well prepared would ideally have taken, etc. So then the analysis becomes realistic. Otherwise, it's like half guess, half based on past experience, an assumption, etc. So we have done that. We have tried and solved all three papers of all three slots for CAT 2021, and we are here with the analysis. Now, what we will do first we'll try and see which slot, because people thought that a particular slot was easy or difficult. So we'll try and analyze which slot was probably easier or tougher. CAT is never easy, that we know, but probably which slot was tough, which was slightly tougher and all. I have a small presentation that I would just run you through. It will give you a very clear idea. If you can see the screen now. So just keep in mind, it is very unlikely that CAT will have one slot which is extremely difficult and another slot which will be relatively easier. They can have different sections in each slot which will be probably easier or tougher than the section in other slots. So that is how they normally design it. So let us understand this by looking at this year's CAT, and I'll tell you, based on our experience, based on our assessment of the three papers and our interaction with some experts as well as a lot of students, this is what we found, that in terms of the degree of difficulty, this is how it was this year. So let us look at it slot by slot. Slot 1, VARC, was tougher than slot 3, but it was easier than slot 2. DILR in slot 1 was the toughest. On the other hand, Quant in slot 1 was relatively the easiest among the three slots. Similarly, VARC in slot 2 was the toughest among the three sections. DILR in slot 2 was relatively easier compared to the other two sections, and Quant was tougher than what it was in slot 1, but easier than what it was in slot 3. So you can see that in slot 3, VARC was the easiest out of the three slots. DILR was tougher than it was in slot 2, but easier than what it was in slot 1. And Quant in slot 3 was the toughest. Now, what it means is that you would have often heard that they would normalize the scores. They cannot allow one particular students taking the exam in a particular slot to be positively or negatively impacted or affected because of the paper being tough or easy. You will notice that there is no one slot which is equally tough across all three sections. For example, in each slot, they will have one section which was the toughest out of the three slots, and one section which was the easiest, and the other one in between. So you can see, look at VARC, for example. Slot 3, it was the easiest. Slot 2, it was the toughest, and slot 1, it was in between. So you will find that they will not have a paper which is equally tough across all sections or equally easy. And when I say easy, of course, it is in relative terms. It's never easy. So all these three slots had something or the other which was either easier or tougher than the same section in other slots. So what they do is, when they normalize, suppose having done all these analysis, it was found by them also that probably slot 3 was the toughest. And the top rankers in slot 3 got only about, say, 100 or 105 marks, while the toppers in slot 1 and 2 got about 125, 130 marks. So now what they will do is, this is how normalization happens, that 105 marks obtained in slot 3 are equal to 125 marks of slot 2 or slot 1. So you don't need to worry about your chances just because you got a tougher slot, etc. It is all very, very rational. It's going to be normalized. Now, basis that normalization, no matter in which slot you were, this is what you can expect in terms of score versus percentile. Now look at this. This year the scores would go down for certain number of reasons. A, of course, the number of questions were less. So that will have an effect. Having said that, it is also a function of how many questions one can answer in the given time. See, you can only answer probably a certain number of questions in those 2 hours. If they increase the number of questions, your ability to solve the number of questions in that time frame will not change dramatically. So while the drag down effect of having lesser number of questions is not that much to that extent, because people who are well prepared also will have a limitation as to how many questions they can probably attempt and solve in the given time. Having said that, with less questions, there are certain other factors which come into play. For example, your ability to pick the right question to answer. Also, certain aspects this year would have a drag down effect on the scores, because, for example, RC, we did not have a single RC which had 5 questions. So you spend a certain amount of time reading the passage, understanding it, and then you had, for each of the RCs, you had probably, normally you have 2 RCs which have got 5 questions. So here you did not have a single RC with 5 questions. So you have spent that amount of time reading and understanding the RC, but you are now having one question less to answer. So the time that you have spent is the same that you would have otherwise taken, but you got only 4 questions to answer on that particular RC. So these things probably will bring down the expected score. So what we expect is, and it is done after a very careful analysis and our team taking the test over these 2-3 days, all 3 slots, is that if you are going to get a net score of about 100, you can expect a 99.5 percentile score. In individual sections, if you are going to get a net score of 42 or so in VARC, you will get a 99.5 percentile in that section. In DILR, if you are going to get a net score of 30, it will get you a 99.5 percentile in this section. In quant, if you are going to get a net score of about 42, you will get a 99.5 percentile in this section. As you know, the sum of these 3 is far more than 100, but overall, even if you have not been able to do very well in one of the sections, but as long as overall you are getting a net score of 100, subject to you clearing the sectional cutoffs, you can expect a 99.5 percentile score. 99.5 or 99.6 percentile is probably the score from where the top IIMs start calling, even if you are experienced, even if you are from an engineering background, 99.6 etc. would be a score, percentile score from where you can start expecting a call from all top institutes. For freshers, of course, this cutoff is lower. You may get it even if you have a 99 percentile also. So you can have a look at all these scores. You can see that in order to get a percentile score of 95, a net score of only 70 is required. Overall net score of only 70. To get a percentile score of 90, a net score of only 58 is required this year. The paper indeed was slightly tougher than it has been in the past few years. And the fact that in all three slots, quant was relatively tougher, and it had questions which actually took a lot of time to solve and which brought down the number of attempts. Nevertheless, it will have an impact on the overall scores also, and the expected scores are likely to be lower than what they have been in the last few years, and you can expect 99.5 percentile only with about a net score of 100 or so. So do not lose hope. I hope you tried your best no matter what, and thereafter just wait, keep your fingers crossed. The answer keys would be out anytime now in a day or so. You can exactly find out how much you have scored, and then you can correlate your scores with these percentile rankings. The results, as we all know, will take about a month or so to come out. But make the most of the time that you have right now. And if you are going to appear for IIFT and XAT, etc., focus on those exams now rather than thinking what went right or what went wrong in CAT. It is over, and this is what you can expect. Focus on the slight variations in the format of those exams that you are going to uh, take now. So IIFT is slightly different from CAT. That is again slightly different from CAT. So we will cover those, the exam patterns, etc. In separate videos. For the time being, stay positive and try your best and do better in the forthcoming exams. And keep your fingers crossed with a positive mind with respect to your CAT performance. Thank you.